Welcome. In this video, we explore key English words from Dagger to Dungeon. Stay with us as we discover their meanings, common collocations, and fun references from movies, series, and expressions. Dagger is a small, sharp knife used as a weapon. The warrior carried a dagger for close combat. Drizzle is light rain that falls in fine drops. There was a light drizzle in the morning. Diary is a book where people write their personal thoughts and experiences. She writes in her diary every night before bed. Deck is a flat surface on a ship or a set of playing cards. We stood on the ship's deck watching the sunset. She shuffled the deck before dealing the cards. We had dinner on the deck overlooking the garden. Dome is a rounded, curved roof on a building. The museum has a glass dome that lets in natural light. The mosque has a beautiful dome-shaped roof that can be seen from miles away. Draft is a rough version of a written text before the final version. He finished the first draft of his novel. A draft is a current of air that enters a room through a small opening, such as a window or door, and often makes the room feel cold. I felt a cold draft coming from the window. Dart is a small, pointed object that is thrown at a target, often used in a game. He aimed carefully and threw the dart at the dartboard. To dart means to move quickly and suddenly in a particular direction. The cat darted across the street when it saw a car coming. Dash is a small, quick addition of a liquid or a powdery substance, often used in cooking or mixing drinks. Add a dash of salt to enhance the flavor. She added a dash of lemon juice to her tea. A dash is a very small amount, usually of seasoning. A splash is a small amount of liquid poured quickly, and a drizzle is a thin stream of liquid poured slowly over food. A dash of salt, a splash of milk, a drizzle of olive oil. A dash is a short, quick run or sudden movement. She made a dash for the bus before the doors closed. There was a mad dash to get the best seats. Dashboard is the panel in a car that displays controls and important information. The speedometer on the dashboard showed we were going too fast. Dormouse is a small rodent that looks similar to a mouse and is known for hibernating. The dormouse curled up in its nest for the winter. Date is a sweet, chewy fruit that grows on date palm trees. She bought a box of dates to use in her dessert recipe. Dean is the head of a college or university faculty. The dean of the university gave a speech at graduation. Decaf is coffee that has had most of its caffeine removed. I prefer decaf coffee in the evening so I can sleep better. Dessert is a sweet dish usually eaten after a meal. Chocolate cake is my favorite dessert. Decoy is something used to trick or distract, often in hunting or military tactics. The hunter placed a duck decoy on the lake to attract real ducks. Deer is a graceful wild animal with antlers found in forests. A deer ran across the road in front of our car. Deodorant is a substance used to prevent body odor. He always applies deodorant before going to the gym. Destiny is the idea that events in life are predetermined or meant to happen. He believed it was his destiny to become a musician. Destiny is often used for a future that feels meaningful or positive and connected to a purpose, while fate usually refers to events that are fixed or unavoidable, sometimes with a negative tone. He trained for years to fulfill his destiny as a great athlete. You can shape your destiny through hard work and determination. Dining room is the room in a house where meals are eaten. We set the table in the dining room for dinner. Disguise is something worn to change one's appearance. He wore a disguise so no one would recognize him. A disguise is worn to hide who you are, while a costume is worn for fun, performance, or celebration. He wore a disguise to avoid being recognized, but the children wore costumes for Halloween. Dot is a small round mark or spot. She placed a tiny dot of glue on the paper. To connect the dots means to understand the connection between different pieces of information. You didn't connect those dots? It was obvious she was lying. Dove is a type of bird that symbolizes peace. A white dove flew over the ceremony. Dragonfly is a flying insect with a long body and transparent wings. A dragonfly hovered over the pond. To hover means to stay in the air in one place without landing. The helicopter hovered above the building before landing. He hovered over me while I was working. Drought is a long period without rain. The crops suffered due to the severe drought. Duffel bag is a large, soft bag used for travel or sports. He packed his clothes in a duffel bag for the trip. Duke is a noble title in some countries. The Duke owned a large castle in England. Dungeon is a dark underground prison, often found in castles. The prisoner was locked in the dungeon for years. The word dungeon is very popular thanks to the game Dungeons & Dragons, a famous role-playing game. In the series The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper and his friends spend hours playing it, exploring imaginary dungeons and fighting dragons. Dam. A barrier built across a river or stream to control the flow of water, often used for generating electricity or storing water. The construction of the new dam will provide electricity to thousands of homes. Dike is a barrier built to control water, like a dam. The dike protected the town from flooding. Dynamite is a powerful explosive. The workers use dynamite to break the large rocks. Doctor is a person trained to treat illnesses and injuries. The doctor prescribed medicine for my cold. Dentist is a doctor who specializes in taking care of teeth. I have an appointment with the dentist tomorrow. A disease is a disorder or illness affecting the body or mind. Scientists are working hard to find a cure for this rare disease. Deaf means unable to hear, either partially or completely. My grandfather has been deaf in one ear since childhood. Turn a deaf ear to something means to deliberately ignore what someone says or to refuse to listen to a request, complaint, or advice. She turned a deaf ear to his warnings. The manager turned a deaf ear to the employee's complaints. Diabetes is a medical condition in which the body cannot properly regulate blood sugar levels. A diabetic is a person who has diabetes. As a diabetic, he has to check his blood sugar levels regularly. A devil is a supernatural being often associated with evil or mischief. In many stories, the devil tempts people to make bad choices. To play devil's advocate means to argue against an idea, not because you necessarily disagree, but to test it, challenge it, or explore possible weaknesses. It is often used in discussions or debates. Let me play devil's advocate for a moment. What if this plan doesn't work as expected? The expression is also the title of the film The Devil's Advocate, 1997, where Al Pacino plays a powerful lawyer who is literally the devil, tempting a young attorney with success and ambition. The movie plays on the double meaning of the expression in a dramatic way. This shows how the word devil is often used metaphorically in English to represent temptation, moral conflict, or a challenging opposing force, not just a religious figure. In the film The Devil Wears Prada, the devil is not a literal demon, but a powerful and demanding fashion editor. The title suggests someone who is extremely strict, intimidating, and difficult to please. Dinner is the main meal of the day, usually eaten in the evening. We had a delicious roast chicken for dinner last night. Dehydrated means lacking water in the body or dried out due to heat or lack of moisture. After hiking all day in the sun, she felt weak and dehydrated. A decorator is a person who decorates or designs the interior of a building. We hired a decorator to redesign our living room. A designer is a person who creates or plans the look, structure, or appearance of something, especially in the fields of fashion, architecture, or graphics. He hired a designer to create the perfect logo for her new business. A debt is money or something owed to someone. After paying off his student loan, he was finally free of debt. A daughter is a female child in relation to her parents. My daughter starts school next week, and she's very excited. A daughter-in-law is the wife of your son. She becomes part of your family through marriage. A stepdaughter is the daughter of your husband or wife from a previous relationship. She becomes part of your family through remarriage. Drill is a tool or machine used for making holes or for other mechanical operations. He used a drill to make a hole in the wall for the picture frame. A drill is a practice activity done to prepare people for an emergency or a specific situation. The school held a fire drill to teach students what to do in case of a fire. To drill means to make a hole in a hard material using a drill machine or tool, or to practice something repeatedly to improve a skill. The workers drilled into the concrete wall to install the new pipes. The coach drilled the players on basic techniques. The teacher drilled the vocabulary into the students before the exam. You know the drill means you already know what to do because you have done it many times before. Okay, everyone, you know the drill. Turn off your phones and open your books. It's Monday morning. You know the drill. Dye is a substance used to change the color of something, typically fabric or hair. She decided to dye her hair bright red for the summer. A duct is a tube or conduit for conveying air, liquids, or other substances. The air conditioning system was connected to the ducts running through the walls. Thanks for watching. If you stay with us, we'll continue exploring words, series, movies, and useful expressions to make your English learning a dream come true.